Hello, everybody.
Welcome.
I don't know what this game is, but welcome to it.
This is The Pale Beyond. It is a relatively narrative-focused game built by, well, the developers of this game run a YouTube channel called Bellular Gaming, and generally they covered WoW content, but they've since branched out to covering general game news, as well as talking about stuff happening within the game developer sphere. And they've been working on this game for a while. And it's about a journey of a crew on a ship into the Arctic.
And the air bees cold.
A bee's cold, indeed. Oh, the air bees cold, of flake and white, as a sailor begs their pledge. Don't worry, dogs, we're coming for you next. And we get a little choice here as to where, I guess...
How will the song go?
How will it go? To the ice they'll pray, that leads to reveal. Out in the ice they'll stake a claim, that in the dark they'll brace themselves. Well, how dark do we want this to be? Do we want to be hopeful? Do we want to be like...
I'm leaning middle.
You're leaning middle. On the ice they'll stake a claim?
I like the way it sounds better.
They'll stake a claim. They'll stake a claim and carve a course ahead.
Was that the difficulties? Oh, we're not done yet.
No, I will say, of homes they'll dream, to the souls around, or of glory found. I kind of like glory found.
I agree. That's what I would go with. Of
glory found and forged in frost, so that their tale be spread. Hunger draws the desperate here. And then the continuation could be, it's one that can't be fed. Such lonely souls need lead, or its calling sows dispread.
I'm leaning top one, but I heard you say the middle one, and I was like, yeah, they're gonna shoot the lonely souls. Not kind of lead. Kind of lead.
No.
There's an A in there usually.
Yeah, and for that meaning, yes.
It's a different game.
Yes, but also, funnily enough, they could have put an A in there, and it could be lead, as in like lead the metal, or they could have been like lead. But it makes more sense.
Yeah,
word-wise,
because
for it to be
lead being the past of lead. It's the same verb, and saying lead wouldn't rhyme here. That's why these are so weird.
A hunger draws.
Anyway, I'm leaning
the desperate
I'm leaning
here.
top option. Yeah.
It's one that can't be fed. What will ye do when steel hearts break and courage does abscond? I'll lead these souls, so help the gods. I'll do what must be done indeed. I'll learn to live a life out here.
If we're sticking with our more like heroic and adventure-seeking song here, it's probably the top one again.
I'll lead these souls, so help the gods. You will overcome. So I'll lead these souls, so help the gods, out of the pale beyond. And we shall begin our journey. Is that ship called Temperance there in the ice?
Temperance.
Crew wanted. Able-bodied crew wanted for dangerous expedition. Months of darkness, low wages, slim chance of safe return. Glory to be had in the event of success. Address, Overleaf. Wonderful. It sounds so promising here. There's so much glory to be had in the event of success.
Address Overleaf. Does that mean?
I assume that this is like address, like send a response back in whatever manner Overleaf is.
Overleaf, or does that mean it's on the back?
It probably is on the back. Is what that means. So you're alone in the office. The tea in your hand has long since gone cold. I'd rather coffee.
This is all you.
Looking around the room, you can make out a collection of military books. On the desk is a ship in a bottle. A metronome ticks away steadily. See, the thing is, since since I was a musician back in school, the metronome
Then-
is both terrifying and useful.
How do you want to go?
It's harmless, I guess. A simple reminder of the time you've spent waiting. It stops.
Oh.
And I'll keep waiting, I guess. You hear the footsteps climbing the stairs that brought you here. Take a seat or remain standing. Well, I'm on the other side of the desk, which means I'm waiting for someone to come in to see me.
I think so.
I'll take a seat then. Chair's uncomfortably large, and the seat feels worn. The door behind you swings open. The captain bounds past you to the other side of the desk. Do you have all of your teeth? Sorry? Answer the question, please. I've enough to get by? Or should I open my mouth?
Whatever you like.
I have enough
This
to
is all
get
you.
by. Scurvy. Can never be too careful. Captain sits down. It's the little things you can lose people to. I've not had scurvy before. If that's what you're asking. There's more things to worry about than just scurvy. How many people have died under your supervision? None. Meaning you're either perfect for the job, a liar, or you've never been in command. Which is it? Well, it's a latter, obviously.
Yeah.
Really? Command tests a person's mettle. Do you think you're ready? Is anyone really ready? Some more than others, it would seem. I see you've already made yourself comfortable. Yes, you've left me waiting. I'm Captain Hunt. Pleasure is mine, Robin Shaw. He nods. On your desk. Which ship is that? This. Detailed, isn't she? Incredibly. An old sailor superstition. I hope you weren't waiting too long. I'm told it's worth the wait. Good. There's been a lot of candidates. Some good, some bad. Interesting mix. I'm sure you'd understand the need for discretion. All seems a bit convoluted for a sailing job. I'm not in the habit of trumpeting my work to every would-be sailor on the street. I need to know if you're right for the job first. He looks down at the list of questions, huh? Were you born a landlubber or sea dog?
Oh boy, character creation.
You can ask what that means, but I would assume that this is, as you said, character creation or background building.
Yeah,
I could be landborn. I could be saltborn, or it could be mixed. Let's see. Well, I'm clearly here seeking adventure. Probably a little too big for my
Well,
britches there.
That doesn't mean that. Are you expanding? Or is this just another job? Is this what you're used to? Middle option. Is this new for you? Top option. Or is this just another adventure?
A good character question.
Yeah, I like it. I
I'm
like how they're presenting this.
I'm here. I have no command experience. I'm trying
Right.
something new in the leading position as command.
So perhaps not the middle, if that's what we're leaning towards.
Yeah, so it seems not the middle, right? But I'm here to see what awaits me next.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm willing to take risks because this clearly is, well, as you saw on the little advertisement card, it says there's lots of danger, but there's lots of glory to be had.
Mm-hmm.
Now, is my character a newbie or am I relatively experienced? I would say. Right? Because that's what I get from this, is I have no clue what's going on a ship, and this is like, I've heard some things, and maybe I've been around.
Mm-hmm.
I'll say mixed.
Sure.
Muttwash. If I knew it, I'd tell you. I've been all over, but I'm here now. Muttwash. Plenty of those joining. Myself included. Okay. Military experience. Colonial or merchant?
Or criminal.
Or criminal. I like how that option is slightly more removed than the other two.
Yeah, I wonder if that was intentional.
I would hope so. Because honestly, I didn't even see this for like the split second.
Oh, really?
And then you said criminal, and then I looked again and I saw it. So I think that was probably purposeful. I'm not military, because otherwise I'd probably not be looking here at a dead-end job or like some super dangerous gig, whatever this is.
I mean, you could just be former military. I mean, yeah, it sounds like you want to lean
down
merchant.
Here.
Yeah.
Probably merchant, because I don't
you didn't
feel
even
like
see criminal.
Yeah, I'm like sailed the merchant lines 12 years. Very good. What did you trade in? Anything to get our hands on? Fruit. I knew better than to ask. So this is more like a criminal option. I have not had scurvy. So I'm going to say fruit, because it would make sense for me to have access to the citrus if we traded in fruit, right? That would make sense. So fruit mostly. Honest work. Have you ever fired a weapon? You know, on the merchant lines, I've run into a bit of danger here and there, so yes. Have you ever killed a man, directly or otherwise? Huh. Now, if I face some danger and I fired a weapon, the likely is that I've injured somebody, and whether or not they have died afterwards. Probably couldn't tell, but probably it's likely.
He's not asking for intent.
Yeah. I don't have an answer that gives intent.
If you were a merchant, you probably didn't do much of it then, but who knows about elsewhere, right?
Yeah, and so I would appreciate a question, an answer response here saying,
there's probably a follow-up. I'm expecting a follow-up.
Directly or otherwise.
At least if you say yes.
I'm honestly expecting a follow-up either way.
Fair.
So I fired a weapon, probably directly. Either like their wounds have taken them eventually. I see. You're not married, are you? Huh. Out here taking a dangerous job, sailing a merchant, probably have not had time to set any roots, right? Kind of irrelevant.
Merchants. Okay, sure. If that's
right,
how you
like it's not relevant here. Exploration is a dangerous profession. You must understand the risk you're putting yourself in.
Yeah, I figured. I figured it would not let you move on if you said that one.
He's like, "Are you sure, man? This is gonna be dangerous." Not married. You better not have a death wish. One must believe they'll return to justify leaving in the first place. Any less, and you're doing yourself a disservice. Months of darkness, low wages, slim chance of safe return. That didn't deter you, did it? It's to be expected, surely. I thought it blunt, but it's proven remarkable at weeding out the weak and the pretend. Let me continue here. We're here to find a ship. Oh, find the ship in that bottle. Oh. The Viscount. I can speak words. I
Oh,
swear.
it's the Viscount. That's why there's an S there.
Oi, Ron, what does this word say over here? It's the Viscount. Heard of it. So yes is I've heard of it. No, enlighten me is no. I obviously I like to know more. This is a joke. It's like clearly the bottle's on the desk with a ship in it. Why are we finding it?
Incredibly. Down means like it's incredibly famous. That's how I'm seeing it. But I think we want to have not heard of it.
No, enlighten me. Clears his throat. 5 years ago, she set sail on a research expedition towards the Dead Peninsula. They were trying to find and study the absolute magnetic south. Viscount. Strange name for a ship. They can't all be named for dukes and princes. Viscount wasn't always hereditary. It was an earned title once. Admirals certainly loved their metaphors. Almost as much as their medals. I like the music. Drone.
But what
here.
about their medal fours?
Whole ship's worth of medals? Anyway.
That's different. That's the other game.
The point is, she never came back. Her last known location was 200 miles south of land, presumed lost to the ice. They're probably dead. Look, we're clearly not looking for the people. We're looking for the ship. Mm-hmm. He's intrigued in the ship, so he wants to look for it.
So yeah, so if you're picking up on that, then bottom option seems obvious.
Are we supposed to be chasing the ship? Exactly.
Yep. Oh well, that one was a not move forward.
That was yeah, you followed into his intrigue, but you still got to progress yourself through this. Like, this is beginning to sound like a suicide mission, dude.
Ah, okay.
A little sketchy there. 5 years ago, lost to the ice, 200 miles south. The research is supposedly of extreme importance. You have my attention. The captain smiles. Here's what we know. Not one person or thing has been heard from the Viscount since it first left port. Until now? Until now. Someone was found who claims to have been on that ship. Where are they now? Dead. But their testimony seems to have outlived them. Those with more money than sense want that old ship. That's the job. If I don't pick the first mate, somebody else will, and, well, my judge of character's gotten me this far.
I like that option right there.
Which one?
The third one.
Who's financing all of this? The usual. Film and lecture rights have been sold, of course. We're in the process of signing on a final benefactor for the expedition. They've even donated a ship. We'll be traveling on board the Temperance. Wasn't that the name of the ship in the first opening cutscene?
It may have been.
She's a beauty. Greenwood, generational. Not many like it these days. The Viscount and the Temperance. They're sister ships. Built together. Sent out into this world to die alone. Seem to love metaphor yourself. Indeed. Perhaps that makes me a hypocrite. But I'd like to think one calls out for the other. The captain looks at the bottled ship. So what do you think? Dang. Sounds like you need all the help you can get.
Yep.
We will. Looks at his watch. Anyway, I think I've heard enough. Stands up. We leave in a month. Welcome aboard, Shaw. proverbially, proverbially speaking. Don't you need more information? Not if I'm captain worth his salt. Not if I'm a captain worth his salt. I work with people, not professions. I'd sooner trust a good carpenter than a cruel sailor to save me from drowning. But alas, I'll see you on the Temperance.
Neat.
Okay. I like the the narrative path thing through that. And the music is kind of ominous.
You something happened to your mic?
Okay. Wire came loose.
That'll do it.
Yeah. Okay.
I was like, did you step away?
No, so I liked it. It's got good pacing and intrigue there. He's like, oh man, there's someone who came back, or someone said they were on the ship, and it was a mystery, and then the music's kind of just like ominous. Mm-hmm. It's pretty good. You arrive at the docks a month to the day. Before you lies a ship. The letters on its side read Temperance. Approach the Temperance.
Oh, is this a... Wait a minute.
No, it's not.
What kind of game is this?
It's
this
not.
is feeling like a weird point and click.
We'll see.
But, like, you're not there?
You walk the cobble to the boarding ramp. Beside is a sharply dressed man overseeing the loading of cargo. I speak to the man. He turns to you with a stern expression. You can feel his eyes assessing you. He's unable to place you. My little character choice there came in there. I like that.
Yep.
May I have your name? I can be nice and tell him who I am. Kind of be a little, you know, dodge the question a little bit. Or I can be extremely rude.
Yeah, you can.
I'll be nice. He seems to be... He's doing a lot here. Oh, of course. That would make you the captain's choice of first mate, correct? I'm Mr. Templeton. I shall be operating as Chief Science Officer on this expedition. I'm also the incumbent representative of our benefactor. So he's the one who's sent here to making sure we're getting our stuff done.
Yep.
Do, however, consider myself and my team at you and the captain's disposal. Okay, so he's here to do his job. He knows that, but he's also like willing to help out. What do you specialize in? Look forward to working together. Fairly certain we're all disposable. That's a little grim for my current outlook here. I'm here for the mystery. It looks a little good. You know, he says it's going to be dangerous, but it can't be all that bad, right? What do you specialize in? Applied botany. Okay, so that's... sounds apparently completely useless on this voyage. Okay.
I don't know about that.
Well... I will look forward to working together with you. I expect you to be up for the task. Some of the layabouts hired are questionable at best. No doubt I needed to inform you of your duties. You're second only to Captain Hunt himself. Though I must warn you that you have quite the task ahead. The rabble I've spent the afternoon sorting are the same that you'll have to whip into shape. Punctuality.
That's interesting.
Schedule.
Just so you know, it's probably fine for this, but I just noticed that I can't see your mouse, but the stream can.
Oh. Yeah, that's strange, but that's okay. You can see the highlights and stuff, and there's actually like
It's fine.
you can play with the controller. It just makes the mouse vanish. Schedule. A strict adherence is what we need if this expedition is to succeed. I expect you to be the organized sort. You would not have been assigned to the role otherwise. Okay, so we got like a little day-night clock here with temperature rating? Yeah. The thermometer here and a week in the morning.
And it is apparently cold.
Real cold here. He's wearing a real nice coat too. You notice. This is a meeting.
How confident are we?
How confident are we? And this is like kind of rude. I doubt there'll be much issue. We can only hope. But your role is more strenuous than it would first seem. Let me know when you're ready to depart. The less valuable time we waste here, the better. Okay. So now I get to look around.
So you just don't exist. That's interesting.
The city, a young man, and the temperance. Well, I'm supposedly around here, so let's talk to this guy first. A young man stands at the ramp, steeling himself for the journey ahead. Hesitantly, he begins to drag his feet up the ramp and onto the ship. Okay, so we found someone. Seems a little hesitant. The city. Soon, you'll be gone for quite a while. It will be some time before you see the city again. Okay. And the ship. Hunt's description of the ship was accurate. Near identical to the Viscount, barring some modern additions. Okay. Exclamation point as in, let's get going. Doesn't seem like there's much else for me to do. Go.
Yeah. Week 1, we immediately jumped a week.
It's probably just like a story step. 1 week on the Temperance. I gotta say, it looks good.
The art style's pretty good. It's been a month, has it?
It is a little loud.
Sure is.
I'll bump the music down
Fly
slight.
it before that takes
Yeah.
change, yeah. I think leave music and sound effects. Leave music and sound effects at max, and then just lower the master.
Okay, that seems good. Yes,
Yeah, that seems fine.
That's
Yeah.
that's much better. It's been a month. Okay, so this is actually the log we had earlier of the little song thing. First Mate Shaw, personal log. It's been 1 month since I signed on, and 1 week since we've set sail aboard the Temperance.
Oh, okay, there it is.
Okay, so the 1 month is a little... Okay, but it makes sense now. I'm told the waters will get warmer as we pass the hemisphere before they turn colder. Who's paying for this? I can't help but wonder who's footing the bill for all of this. Certainly not the captain. I'm curious, but I don't know if it's like something I should really be invested in. The crew. I'm the first mate. I should know about the crew. The crew, however, are a different story. Interesting.
Yeah?
There are now 22 of us, including the captain. Our next port will be our last before we enter the ice to pick up the remaining 4 members of the crew with the scouting team. Hunt is also keen to work out a deal on a pack of sledding dogs.
There's also that one guy with like really red hair.
Yeah, I don't know, but he kind of looks ominous over there. He keeps staring at the anchor and like, you know, poking holes in things for some reason with his non-existent sword that he claims he dropped, you know, well, a while back. Anyway, the crew are a strange lot, especially that red-haired guy.
Yeah.
I've sailed with worse. Yeah, I probably sell it worse considering my merchant background. We came across all kinds of trading with merchants, but rarely this split. Okay, so this is get on with things, but this is more background.
Oh, we can keep going.
Oh yeah, the Temperance. I've never been on a ship like this before. It's an abomination. It's magnificent, actually. A technical marvel, elegant machinery expertly weaved through one of the fastest hardwood ships of its day. Reborn for this mission, breathing again with life. She's simply magnificent. As for its master, he's mostly kept to his quarters so far. I'm not sure what to make of him. I need to know if I can trust him. Well, he seems to be a little. He seems to be a little into like the story and like the mystery, but I'm not sure what to make of him. There are rumors, apparently. I don't know if impulsive, and I don't know if he's hiding anything. He isn't. From the dialogue we've had with him, I don't think he's hiding anything. He just sounds like he's really overeager.
How paranoid are you?
I've heard the rumors. Drinking, desertion. There's probably a good reason he's dressed in antiques. I must not let my guard down. I'll sign off. One of Hunt's sailors approaches.
Ah, there he is.
Joe. Captain wants you at the helm. Do you know what for? Didn't ask. He leaves. Okay, so Joe's kind of a messenger guy. Okay. Okay, so let's Crow's Nest. The Crow's Nest currently stands unoccupied. The scouting team are expected to join at next port. Okay, so that's a little... I don't know if that should be unmanned. What the forecast?
Well, I mean, based on they would know how close they are to land, right? So it's fine.
Captain should Captain himself is busy at the helm. Okay, so
Trowel the locked doors. All right, now let's go.
you ascend the stairs to the stern and find the old captain manning the helm of the ship. Ah, Robin. Lovely day for it, isn't it? Don't you have a helmsman to do that for you? Of course I do, but it's good to keep the old skills sharp. Never know when you're going to have to get your hands dirty. He thinks for a moment, before stepping aside and stretching out a wrinkled hand. Did you ever take the helm in the merchant navy, or were you stuck carrying crates? Here, why don't you have a try? Again, this is confidence. Should I question him? Should I take... I'll take the wheel. Out in the middle of the ocean, can't go wrong, right? Hey, you red hair, get away from get away from the side there. Stop that.
You're summoning them.
You grip the wheel of the ship and feel the weight of the waves in your arms. Oh, I can pan around. Remembering your muscles rear themselves as you begin to move in time with the ship and the wind. Okay. That's cool.
So you've done this before. Also,
Easy.
It's really cold.
Really cold still, yes. There, you have it. The captain pats you on the back. Oh, nice. Fantastic. Fantastic. Now try to get a sense of where we are. Get some perspective. Oh, zoom out. Wonderful. Hey, it's the pale beyond. Panning and zooming speeds can be adjusted in the settings menu. Takes the wheel back from you. I think I'll drink in the morning a little longer. Would you mind preparing my quarters?
Scoops up the air, takes a sip.
Yep. Would you mind preparing my quarters for the day's work? There's much to do. Okay. Dang it, still locked. Okay, there's no red-haired guy about to come in and sink my ship because he just appears on the ship. Okay, good.
Oh no,
cabin.
he's somewhere.
Oh, he's hiding somewhere. Is he in the bathtub in the corner here?
No, he's not in the captain's quarters.
Pristine, furnished tub secured to the floor. A luxury to be had on the ice. The desk. On the desk, you make out a variety of papers, notes, and maps. As well as a sealed letter with a stamp you recognize as the mark of the Apperton Tinning Company. The desk itself is suspended with ropes to keep it safely in place. Interesting. I wonder if they actually did that, or if they just nailed the desks. Probably either or. Painting. A classical painting depicting sailors doing battle with a kraken. You sure it just wasn't a red-haired guy on deck? An ode to an old folk story known to all Captain Seamus. Known to all Captain Seamus. Seamus. Or was it Hamish?
What?
Okay, still nothing new. Okay.
What do you? Oh, okay.
Somehow,
wait a minute.
yeah, I know. I'm checking. Right, you can't see my mouse, so it's a little sudden for you, huh? Okay, so let's take requests right now. Or well, it will be night at the end of this. You take a seat at the end of the room. The captain joins you. Now let's run through our provisions before taking requests. To start, there's 23 souls signed onto this. Yeah, 23.
23?
I thought you said 22. Oh,
said 22.
Maybe he said 22, like, and then including myself, making it 23. Like there are 22 others.
Maybe.
Signed on to this expedition, ourselves included. At 16 free to be assigned tasks if they aren't already busy. Oh, that's 16 free to be assigned tasks. Yeah. The rest are deployed to their permanent stations. You're only able to deploy crew who you have discovered. They must be in good health and not otherwise deployed to another post. We'll be picking up the scouting crew at the next port. A lot of us seem to be in good spirits. Okay, so this is like a... How cohesive and like how good is everyone with each other? Like
that's your morale.
Yeah, morale flag. Yeah. The expedition will end tearing itself apart if you end the week with no morale or decorum left. Okay, decorum. That's an interesting way in word to use there. Decorum is like we aren't stabbing everyone in the open, but you know maybe if we get a little low on that, we might be having that. We've a
little stabbing on the side, just a little stabbing.
Yeah,
on the
it's
side.
just out of sight. You know, in the next room over, you can still hear the blood curdling screams, but you know it's okay because it's not out in the open. We've enough provisions for at least 6 months in case of emergency. If you cannot afford the minimum food rations at the end of a week, the crew will become malnourished. Okay. Unless cured, the malnourished status will develop into scurvy, a severe status effect that prevents crew from working, eventually killing them at the end of a week. Okay, so they can go from malnourished to scurvy, and then if they end up with scurvy at the end of a week, they die.
Yep.
And more than enough fuel to see us there and back again. So theoretically, we should have 0 issues with fuel. Of course, things will probably go wrong. Colder temperatures will increase the minimum fuel required at the end of the week. If you cannot afford that minimum fuel, crew will become freezing. Unless cured, the freezing will develop into frostbite. It prevents crew from working and eventually killing them at the end of the week. Okay, so we got malnourished and freezing. And we got to make sure to take care of those eventually, and they can't develop into if they develop into the worst form, then they'll die. The sledding dogs, well, they're still a matter of negotiation. Dogs will be needed to send sledding teams out to gather resources on the ice. Sending hunts out further requires a great amount of dogs. They will rest and become available between the weeks. Now, on to work. Oh, we gotta see the dog first, right?
Sure.
Have you agreed upon my conditions? To the point, huh? Shaw, this is Lady Cordell. Cordell is here to provide us with a kennel of hounds for the sleds. And our agreement was that she would train them up until we part ways at the nearest island, but you neglected to inform me that you were bringing my dogs through the Pale Passage. Clearly, we don't know what this is, but she does, and she's concerned. I had no intention of sending the pack to its death. You seem to have good faith in this expedition. It's one thing to ask for my whole kennel. It's another to drag them into the ice to chase a myth. Never before has a buyer been so dishonest. And never before has a seller made such strong demands. Am I caught up on her status? Am I gonna be like, you signed this agreement, you did it? What are those demands? She demands we allow her to come along on the expedition as a member of the crew. None on the ship have the experience and familiarity with these dogs that I possess. If you were taking them to such a brutal location, they'll need me to guide them if they have any chance of survival. The humans aboard too, of course. Of course. You see my dilemma, Shaw. Bringing on another member of the crew is a risk, but our hands may be tied. Thoughts? Do we take the expert? Do we decide that we're not even going to take her dogs? Or should I usurp the consideration of the captain? I guess this is what that says to me.
That's more throwing your hands up. Right? Just be like,
Right.
yeah.
Fine.
All right.
Yeah.
But the first one is actually agreeing. The first one is not being okay with it, and the third one is not being okay with it, but not having a better alternative. Right?
Yeah. I see having an expert being okay there. If the dogs are kind of her resource gatherers, we might as well have an expert, right?
Yep.
Yeah. Don't see having. I don't see the harm in having an expert. A good point. Sir, this deal is already to your benefit. Do you have anyone on board with extensive training in the management and ruling of dogs? Your sleds are useless if you can't control the dogs efficiently enough to haul them. And I would like to ensure my dogs are treated properly. Welcome aboard. Don't expect the crew to waste time. I hope your experience as you claim.
Welcome. It's basically very positive, very negative, and
I hope it's for the best.
These are matching the previous options.
Yeah.
Except the middle one is
It's considerably negative.
Declined before, but
yeah. But your knowledge should prove valuable. Yeah.
yeah, sure.
Invaluable, she says. Oh, I hope so, huh? You have a room
All right.
prepared for you below deck. Got another crew member.
Mm-hmm.
No need.
That already
What's that?
that already strains our resources.
Yes, it does. No need. You find me in the forecastle with the dogs. She leaves. I hope I'm not making a mistake, Shaw. Plus 14 dogs. Nice. Corvid. Okay. We found a stowaway. Toss him. What's the chances he has red hair?
Yeah.
Another sailor enters leading a young man by their side. You know, you're not the first stowaway I've had. You know where we're heading, don't you? I do, sir. The ice. Did you know that before you climbed inside the crate? Did? How old are you? You're hardly a useful pair of hands. Not true. I can pull my weight. You know your jaboom from your bowsprit? Oh, I sure as hell don't. Good thing I can just give orders. I do. I learned it all from your dad. From your dad. From my dad. His ward's son followed him on board back in the city. What should we do with him, Captain? Huh. Well, Shaw? Hunt eyes you up. Your first mate. What should we do with him? Oh, it is your decision. I'd like it more like, what are you actually useful here for? Instead of a yes or no right away. He says he's not useless, that he's experienced. He knows where we're going. But I've already accepted somebody else.
Yeah, but at the same time, we've already accepted someone.
Yeah.
So...
He's a kid. He probably doesn't know what he's getting himself into. I say no.
Well, I think he knows what he's getting him. He doesn't quite. He thinks he knows what he's getting himself into.
Yeah, he thinks he knows.
I'm gonna go with nah.
Nah, I'm agreeing no. He's not staying on board. Ditch him when we make next port. We don't need more mouths. Drop him off in our next stop. Leave him with enough money to catch a boat back to the city. Money is
the second option.
Yeah, the second option. Because it sounds like we know his father, or at least one of our crewmates knows his father.
Yeah.
And it would be good to just not be a complete jerk to this kid. I don't think it pertinent to bring any money to a frozen desert, did you? Best hope the boy's father has enough to keep them going. Two sailors dragged the stowaway boy back below deck, taking him to see his father in the crew cabins. Ah, and where the father? Should we drop him off with the boy? I don't know. I'd say it's his son.
I would let him. Yeah, I would say let him decide for himself.
It's for him to decide there. Very well. Hopefully he doesn't care for the runt, and I'm not down to sailor. Well,
we took one on, so if he leaves, that's fine.
It's okay. Yeah, though I wonder what he actually does.
Right.
So like, hopefully
it's true that we don't know.
Hopefully we're not losing like a shipwright or something. Now that that's all settled, I have one more errand for you to run. Could you grab the Stoke brothers and order them to meet me up deck after dinner? Hefty lads. Red hair. You couldn't mistake them for another. Okay, so there's two of them now. Now I am quite concerned. Who are they? You haven't met all the crew yet? The Stokes have been serving me for years. They'll be down on the middle deck. In the meantime, you should grab a copy of the crew manifest and get acquainted with more of the crew. Should have told me to do that earlier before I took requests. Okay.
It's fine. Or something.
It's fine. Just we'll toss the red-haired ones overboard later.
Hey, who are you? Oh wait, that. Yeah, who are you? Oh.
Helmsman.
No, we know who that is. Yeah.
No one knows.
We don't know who you are. Oh, no, you're not allowed in.
You can hear the Kalemaster preparing the room. Okay, so she's in there. Okay. No secret pirate ship coming up on us. We're good.
I don't think it's that kind of game. I think we got other things to worry about.
What?
After we arrive.
Join the figure balancing on the mast. Oh, there are some guys sitting up there.
Yeah, that's why I was asking. Who's that?
Upon closer inspection, you make out the ship's photographer. I swear I can read.
Photographer.
Photographer. What kind of class is that? Kasha Belford. Bounced on the ship's...
They make graphs with pictures.
Pictographs, gotcha. No, wait. No! Bounced on the ship's mast with a camera, lining up a photo. She's balancing. I'm not gonna risk her safety. Snapping the shot, she clambers down, only noticing you on her landing. Oh, Officer Shaw. It's about time I met the first officer of the ship. Kasha Belford. You seem to already know my name. How so? Unlike me, she's probably actually met people and talked to... What?
That would never.
I did my research. I suppose there was some sort of rule against what I was doing up there? Deepest apologies, but sometimes there's a shot you just cannot pass up. An accomplished photographer, Kasha Belford won the Fentler Prize, the highest honor in journalism, for her work covering plague outbreaks and riots. Wonderful. Seems like she's drawn to horrible, terrible things. It's a great thing she's on this ship. You better keep an eye out on that red-haired one over there. Just be wary.
There's two of them now. He's getting out of hand.
It came as a surprise to many that such a reputable journalist would take such an interest in this expedition. There was scarcely any chance of Hunt or the benefactor turning her away. You expected someone of her accolades to be older, more experienced. This is likely her first time on the sea like this. She's accomplished. But she was really, like, taking risks by being up there. Her proof is all we have, yeah.
That would be my pick.
Unless we devise a way to bring the Viscount back with us, her proof is all we have. Huh. The Cold Game. Picture that as a header. The Cold Game doesn't make much sense to me. I'll let her continue. For the piece on this voyage, I'm trying to come up with a snappy name. Nobody...
Sappy name.
Sappy name. Nobody will read it if the title sounds like the work of an amateur. I'm not a creative type. I'm sure you'd know better. Kasha tilts her head and grits her teeth, holding an inner debate with herself. Maybe not. How about Hunt's Incredible Voyage? Too fantastical? I suppose I'll find the right name when the time comes. I'm getting ahead of myself, aren't I? Apologies. I'm just a little excited. I've never been on a voyage like this. I suppose in your experience, the open ocean is the home of the mundane. Though I suppose you've never traveled this far south on merchant lines.
That top one.
She really knows who I am. What's going on here? Of course, I thoroughly researched the crew of the Temperance. May seem somewhat excessive, but I feel it's necessary for a proper chronicling. That, and plenty of pictures. Okay, so she knows the people. She's experienced in social situations with riots and plagues.
Yeah.
Which is wonderful. Don't worry, Shaw. You don't have a reputation that sets you apart from the rest. A celebrity like Kurt Darling's presence will dwarf any rumors that could form around you. And I need to know who Kurt Darling is. That reminds me, he'll be joining us at next port. I should get his picture at some point. Kasha holds up her camera with a sense of pride before holding it up to her face. Stand still, Shaw.
Blinded, you stumble about and fall overboard.
The red-haired one sinks the ship somehow. Even though he was below deck and definitely didn't get flashbanged.
Yeah.
Captain sent me to grab a copy of the manifest. Clearly you have it because you know everyone. Oh, yes. I'm putting together a manifest of the crew for you. She hands you an annotated document. Here it is. The crew manifest. Ooh, I get a little tab to pull up everyone. Smurf. Killian Smurf Sanders. Sailor Ice Savvy. Amelia Corvid Sparrow. Sailor Ice Savvy. Joseph Joe. Where's it Yo? Joseph? Joseph. Yeah, Joseph. Joseph Joe Green. I would be concerned if his last name started with an S. But he's already kind of JoJo, huh? Joseph Joe. Scouts. So sailors, scouts, engineers, scientists, specialists. Don't I know one of these?
No.
Oh. Also, I like how if you look at the bottom, so you can't see it because I don't.
You see what spot they are in the lineup? Is that what you mean?
Yeah, you can see what spot they are in the lineup.
Neat. No, I imagine the one you met will be in specialist. It's here. Yep, there he is.
Yeah, there it is. Right, so those have locks on them, and these ones don't. So I
Yeah,
guess
think the specialists are probably going to be the
roles-
ones.
Oh, these are
Yeah,
deployed.
all the specialists have locks. Hey, look, it's you, but your picture's not there. Weird.
Rufus Hunt deployed. Captain Ice Savvy Mutt Wash. So he's also Mutt Wash, right? Because we got that information from him earlier. He's a science officer, Landborn. Kasha Belford, photographer, Landborn. Me, Mutt Wash merchant. Right. Resource cards. Okay. Don't know what those are yet. Key items. Accordion.
Nice.
Grimley's accordion, a weathered instrument.
Story item.
Tuned with care.
Ruined with care.
Ruined. It's a ruined accordion. Oh my goodness. No. Do I have to make a bard that plays an accordion that's like inscribed?
Too late.
And
I've already done it.
And he has to build. He has to build magic with his notes on the accordion. Oh no.
That's just.
Each
yeah.
key's a rune, and you got to combine runes to make. Oh my goodness, no. Why? Why is that such a cool idea?
Yep.
It's a work in progress. The scout team are to join us at the next port, and the captain's forbidden me from the boiler room. What did you do? You need to be there so you can see if the red-haired one's going to be there. If you could ask the others to get their portraits taken, I'd be very grateful. Don't want to leave anyone out. No,
She don't want to do that.
she'll just hurt herself and be doing things that I don't want her to do and not be telling me about it. I'll see what I can do. It seems helpful to know what people are and like be able to look them up on a whim, because you can pull this up whenever now. Actually, that's pretty cool.
That's neat.
I'll see what I can do. I'll not disturb you of your work any further, officer. I have a few more shots I want to get before the sun lowers anyhow. Safe shots, officer. Don't worry. Leave her to her work. So this is
exclamation point. Ah.
Good. Everything's good. Okay.
It's a lot of chairs. Yep.
Now I know that hitting this won't immediately start the next story. It will just move me below deck, and then from there it might have the next exclamation point. 2 Johns.
No, there's only one.
You spot a large man with a youthful gait, carrying a heavy crate over his shoulder with relative ease. Oh, you're Officer Shaw. He gives you a bright, warming smile. 2 Johns. That's what they call me. I'm sure you'll get your nickname later. 2 Johns attempts to offer a handshake but loses control of the crate. He struggles before firmly holding it in place with both hands. Ah, maybe later. Work awaits. Plus 1 available crew. John
Available
added to
crew,
manifest.
All right. So that's cool. So you talk to them to add them in.
Right.
There he is. Yep.
So available crew is these like colored in markers at the bottom. And
yes.
it seems like I need to meet them so I know that they're available, I guess.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. All right.
Pretty good.
Pretty neat game.
Yeah, it's drawing me in. That's pretty good.
I wonder if I do wonder.
Yeah.
Save tree system?
So this looks like it's gonna be one of those games with like a little branching narrative.
Is it gonna be? Yeah.
So
I guess that.
we're gonna be moving back to East. So let's see what this is.
Yeah, everyone. Oh yeah, look at that.
That's cool.
So that was our quick look at the Pale Beyond.
Yeah.
Thanks for watching.
Thanks for watching that.
If it's just sort of like a management game like this,
Like a management
'cause
narrative game.
we didn't get there yet, right?
Yeah, not yet. I mean,
So I don't know what else there is to this game, but this is interesting. Lots of decision making. Lots of decision making.
lots.
I wonder
of
how much of it
decision-making.
affects things.
Yeah.
And obviously, we made a decision that added 15, 15 beings to our ship. And we could have added a 16th, and we chose not to.
Yeah.
So definitely, the one of 40 branches. So it's per week. That's interesting.
Yeah. That's a lot.
So
That's a lot of narrative.
Yeah, there's definitely a branching story here, as evidenced by the number of branches.
Yeah, at the bottom. Pretty good.
It is above freezing. So yeah, looks interesting.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know if we're gonna do.
We'll see.
Or I don't know if we're gonna do a full playthrough of this because you're probably gonna tear through this on your own.
Oh yeah, probably.
So probably not then, because it doesn't seem like the sort of game I'm here for it, but I don't think I'd want to be on controls for this.
Maybe it's a Richard game.
Maybe not. Nah,
Maybe not?
I think this quick look was good enough.
Yeah, I like it. It seems solid, and it's cool that a group of YouTubers decided that they were going to make something and eventually they published it.
Yeah.
It's
And I
pretty
will say,
Just-
the game functions.
Yeah.
Good art style. What I've seen of the UI is pretty good. All that would remain from there
Is how the story
and we
actually
don't know how
pans
that
out.
goes.
Yeah.
But the premise is interesting.
Yeah, it's really
Really
interesting. There's an Arctic expedition we gotta go to find out what happened to the other ship.
Mhm.
It's kind of strange that we have like a sister ship to this ship, the here, and then the captain was like, "We're gonna have the same fate as the other one." And I'm like, "What?" Yeah, no,
All
that's
right,
good.
that's cool.
All right, let's
So
get
yeah,
back.
thanks again for watching.
Thanks for watching.